Section 1: The What and Why of Cyber Threat Intelligence. In this section, we're going to be discussing what cyber threat intelligence actually is, the different forms it takes, and what makes something intelligence as opposed to data. We're going to discuss risk and examples of cyber risk in order to provide important context for future sections. What is cyber threat intelligence? Cyber threat intelligence is understood through its two key subcomponents, cyber and threat intelligence. We understand cyber simply to be referring to cyberspace, the realm in which we are concerning ourselves with the actions of threat actors. The term threat actor refers to malicious entities that are attempting to compromise the security of some other entity. When combined, the term refers to the process of attempting to mitigate threat actors through the acquisition and application of information pertaining to them. Put another way, cyber threat intelligence is learning about people that want to cause harm and using that knowledge to try to prevent that harm. As such, if you have something that interfaces with cyberspace that you want to protect the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of, you have a need for cyber threat intelligence. The industry standard for categorizing cyber threat intelligence categories divides into three primary groups: tactical, operational, and strategic. These are listed in order of the size of the relative spheres they pertain to. Tactical is mostly data produced within your organization with the help of tools. Operational is data on other organizations and specific tools, tactics, and procedures they use, otherwise referred to as TTPs. Strategic incorporates motives, general trends, politics, and other big picture data. To avoid confusion for any students who already have a background in cyber threat intelligence, some organizations consider tactical intelligence to be the one middle in scope and scale, and operational to be on the lower end. Additionally, some organizations also specially differentiate what they refer to as technical cyber threat intelligence, which relies on looking for technical indicators in data to identify threats. For the purpose of this course, we will be going with the listed three types as originally stated, but it is important to understand that labels should be used insofar as your organization gains utility from them, and that it is possible for a different system to be more beneficial for your organization. Tactical cyber threat intelligence is scoped to active and pertinent information. Tactical cyber threat intelligence consists of information gathered that looks for active or would-be threat actors actively trying to compromise your security posture. In a large part, this consists of being able to receive and process logs pertaining to network traffic, user activity, active services, etc. You can think of this as the view from the ground, and as such, having a good security culture at your organization is an important part of gathering tactical intelligence, since any employee has some visibility into this threat intelligence layer and can contribute to gathering threat intelligence. Operational cyber threat intelligence is used to evaluate risks from a slightly higher level. Operational cyber threat intelligence takes a look at specific tactics, techniques, and procedures used by threat actors and uses that information to mitigate the threats posed by them. Perhaps a specific advanced persistent threat, otherwise known as an APT, has recently developed an effective exploit against a specific service, and threat intelligence reports indicate you are a likely target. Preemptively developing mitigations for this attack would be the correct response to such actionable operational cyber threat intelligence. Operational cyber threat intelligence emerges naturally from the analysis of tactical cyber threat intelligence. Strategic cyber threat intelligence is the highest level perspective on cyber threat intelligence. This is where the economic and political sphere is most pertinent. Who has a motive to be a threat actor? What resources do they have, and what level of a threat do they pose to a given target as a result? This includes long-form analysis of various APTs in order to discern their motives and capacity to engage in cyber warfare. Now, you may be thinking this is too high level for your organization, but this is unlikely to be the case. The political sphere is so vast that even seemingly innocuous things have the potential to make your organization a relevant and valued target from well-equipped threat actors. Before moving to some examples, I want to first emphasize the difference between data and intelligence. To have data is to have a fact without context. To have intelligence is to be able to build logical narratives rooted in data. For example, when considered in isolation, a user connecting to a remote machine and accessing a file consists of multiple facts: the user's home IP, the remote IP, the file access, the account used. But these facts become intelligence when we connect them. Are the IPs not typically used by this user? Does the user have business justification to be accessing this machine or file? Is this a time the user is normally active? These questions can be answered by constructing intelligence from facts. I'm going to provide you with some examples of intelligence. I want you to try to guess what kind of intelligence Spirit belongs to before going to the next slide. Feel free to pause if you need more time. A hypothetical APT named Shark Hurricane has packaged and is distributing a zero-day exploit for productivity software your organization uses. This is an example of operational intelligence, and this threat can be mitigated by taking preventative measures against the exploit being used by Shark Hurricane. The following is data from a Linux machine. This is log data that states a root session was established at a specific time. This is raw data, but the gathering of which is a part of tactical cyber threat intelligence. It's specific data generated by a user activity on a hypothetical network that could, given context and narratives, constitute actionable cyber threat intelligence. There is food instability in North Korea. This may seem, at first glance, tragic but unrelated information to the realm of cyber threat intelligence, but this could hypothetically result in additional governmental pressure on North Korean APTs to attempt to acquire additional funding to secure food via cyber threat actions, thus posing an increased risk to their likely targets. As such, this could be classified as strategic cyber threat intelligence. That does it for the basics of what cyber threat intelligence is. The next video will cover important contextual information that will help enable you to determine what to do with actionable cyber threat intelligence. What is risk?